Hi. So today we will deep dive into why the United States of America lost the war against Iran. Why the superpower lost the war against a regional power. So if somebody says that no, US has not lost the war, then I'll say that read the 14 points of MOU. Whether that MOU is still in action, in act or not, or whether it will survive or not is a different thing. But if you read those 14 points, every point will say that United States has lost it. Because if US did not lost it, they would have not signed it. And who signed it? The President of United States of America. So it was basically a surrender document. And the reason that America is not able to digest that surrender, that is the main reason behind all what is happening after the signing of MOU and skirmishes. So, well, coming to today's subject, why America lost the war. See, the foremost thing is the misjudgment about the capacity and capability of the Iranian regime. The Americans thought that the regime is very brittle, that one push to the leadership, people will come on the streets and it will collapse like the house of cards. And they were thinking that 3 4 days and things will be over. So they were also actually drunk by the victory, or you can say their gains in Venezuela in Operation Maduro. But they forgot that Venezuela is a very small country compared to Iranians. And then President Trump started saying that since Venezuela is the Christian country and Iran is the Muslim country, that is the reason. No, this is he is rubbing off the strategic miscalculations of his regime. The miscalculations lead to these results. Then they also did not consider the power of choking of Hormuz. And I think they did not consider it because they were thinking in 3 to 5 days everything will be over and a US friendly regime will come into Tehran. Then they were again, you can say that they were in the delusion of a unipolar movement, and the world has gone multipolar, and two great powers, that is Russia and China, were backing and are backing Iranians. And see, this unipolar movement since 1991, since the collapse of the Berlin Wall and collapse of the Soviet Union, it did not survive a longer period. Why? Because instead of propagating and supporting the global democracy and freedom and all those things, the Americans started supporting capitalism. And that is the reason that unipolar world movement started collapsing after 2008 Lehman Brothers crisis. And another thing was also that they were considering all the GCC countries, the Gulf allies of United States of America, as one block. And they forgot that the internal, you can say, the internal dynamics of any state is the survival of the state, and that is the reason we saw that everybody was behaving differently. UAE was different, behavior was different, Qatar was different, US was different. And the classical example is Saudi Arabia. The Saudis did not cooperate with Americans even after American pressure in the Operation Freedom, and that shows that US was not having calculation of these dynamics as well. But if you say that US is a unique case in the history, that is also wrong, because every diminishing global power behaved in the same way. You look at Athens, especially during the Sicilian Wars, they acted in the same way. You look at the Romans, they were also acting in the same way. The Ottomans, they also acted in the same way. The Brits, they also acted in the same way. And now it's the chance of Americans.